I've recorded a video this late in so long, chat. These are late night reacts. Low key, I could start doing these after I drop a video, like late at night, just stream on YouTube or Twitch. I'm not sure, but I am a little nervous to start streaming though, because when I start streaming, I'm not gonna stop. Just like gonna be when I start doing the YouTube videos. Once I start, stream's gonna become like a part of my daily routine. So I'm gonna have to try to fit it in because I'm kind of living like a double life right now, chat. I got my real life and then I got this little concoction of content that I make on the side. But yeah, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Let's get into this. 20 people confront a billionaire. I've seen a few clips from this, but I ain't see all this though.
Maui and your 3 homes and the money that sits in your account that you don't care to touch. What stops you from helping every person in this room that's struggling right now?
Bro, like, as a grown man, I'm not gonna get on a Jubilee video and cop a plea to a billionaire and ask him to fund my life again. I'm not doing that, bro.
Then what do you do? Because you got a private jet, but I had to take off from work today, and I'm struggling. I got bills, man.
Bro, if you struggling, you got bills, why are you taking off to talk to a billionaire who do not care about you at all, gang? You should have clocked into that shift. You're wasting time. We brought 20 strangers together to sit with a billionaire to ask anonymous questions. Are there any ethic billionaires?
Founder of Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. And according to Forbes, I'm a billionaire. Ask me anything.
My first question is, how much are you currently worth and how did you amass that amount of money?
I'm a lawyer. I went to law school.
I'm a lawyer. Oh yeah, he definitely from down south somewhere. Very southern, very traditional. Most likely don't like people of this color.
But I'm also a serial entrepreneur.
His eyes look, I don't know, look dead, bro.
Across America.
Time to be on.
Hotels across America. I built shopping centers. The big part of my wealth has been generated by my law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Well, I don't know exactly how much I'm worth. I used to tell my kids when they were little, when their friends would ask them, are we rich or not? I said, the answer is this. We're comfortable.
What do you mean comfortable? Like, you definitely have way more than just being comfortable. You live a luxury life.
Well, maybe he don't want to tell his kids he's filthy rich. See, nigga like me, I'm telling my kids, baby, we're filthy fucking rich. Get whatever you want. You want a private jet, baby? I'm gonna get you a private jet. But this makes me question, like, are there ethical billionaires though? Because every time I hear about a billionaire, I hear like the most evil, heinous things in the world. Is there a billionaire out there who really just grinded and businesses was just booming and they just became a billionaire off themselves, or like are they all just evil?
You call being worth $1 billion comfortable?
Very. And but you don't feel like it because you don't spend it. When you grow up a certain way, it's not like it's changed much in my life.
Look at his eyes, bro. His eyes don't look real, gang.
You would think I'd spend. It's odd because you have all this money in the bank, but it doesn't really change what you do day to day.
My question to you is, what stops you from using your wealth to change somebody's?
Nothing. Listen, I live 3 places. I live in Florida, I live in Maui, Hawaii, and I live in New Hampshire. But I've taken my wealth and done certain things. Like in Florida where I live, I ran a constitutional amendment twice to legalize medical marijuana. I lost the first time, but I won the second time with 72% of the vote.
Oh, so he be in his crib getting fried, gang. Hey, man.
Income inequality is the #1 issue facing America today. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. And every day the gulf is getting wider. So what did I do? I ran a constitutional amendment. I spent tens of millions of dollars to raise the minimum wage from $8 an hour to $15 an hour in Florida.
Thank you.
Yes. Of the minimum wage. So I take that money that I make and I've run those constitutional amendments and I've put money into food banks and coalition.
I'm not gonna lie though, I don't believe he got the money though. Look at him, gang. Like, I don't see no Chrome Hearts. I don't see no Rick Owens. 4 pockets not full, little baby. Four pockets full, gang. handful of cash, Rick Owens, Chrome Hearts, and he gonna do a money spread. I don't see no money spread. I just see old wrinkles. No chrome on your body, gang. Ain't no billionaire. I don't care for what he talking about.
Banks and coalition for the homeless.
If you a billionaire, give me $1 million.
I will tell you this, not to pat me on the back too much about it, because I don't really feel it. I don't really feel it. I was at lunch the other day, and this woman walks up to me. She says, "John, I just want to thank you and your wife for the donation you made to iDignity." I didn't know what iDignity was. I said, "How much do we give?" She said, $500,000. It turns out that my wife had given the money. And by the way, if you want money, call my wife. And
yeah, shit, nigga. Your wife can hit my line. I'll do whatever she need, man. Whatever she need from me, I will provide, and I can suffice. But like, gang, like, bro, just give me 5 M's, gang.
iDignity is a place for the.
But don't they donate to charities to get tax write-offs?
More and more in this country, you need to have an identification just to get food stamps. I believe when you make this kind of money, you have
A black boy want that EBT, right?
Feel it. It doesn't hurt you. You know, you can look at me and know I'm not missing too many meals. So I don't feel like I'm doing anything special. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
So I'm going to try to rephrase it. What stops you from getting out that car at the moment where you and your son, and you seen the homeless person? What stopped you from changing that person's life?
Well, we have, I do.
Nigga, is that my job? Am I your daddy? Like, what? What's that supposed to mean? Like, yo, even when I'm filthy rich in like the next 3 years, gang, you think I'm supposed to find some random homeless dude be like, yo, here's 10 M's, gang. Have fun. Like, bro, what I'll get do a McDouble, might give him a band or two, and keep it pushing.
Get out of the car from sometimes. When I pull up to a stoplight and there's somebody out there begging for food, even if they look like they've been eating donuts for the last 10 years, I give them money because I'm not going to judge them. I look at them this way. They're out there on the street in the heat. I don't know what they're doing out there, but you know what? It's not my job to judge.
I feel like a lot of billionaires, they say the same thing. They say they do.
Yo, gang, you not fitted up, gang. Doodle brown shirt, the neck on your tee. Look like somebody stretched it out, gang. You did not come prepared for this.
That take your money and they break it up and they throw it around.
You got hair on your cheeks. I never seen no shit like that.
What does it matter?
You're in the law field, and that's how you've amassed
Ebo.
everything that you've earned. If you had to start
that boy Ebo look like Mr. Popo.
What would you be in order to become a billionaire again?
I don't even know how it happened in the first place. So it's like keep waiting to wake.
I'll be in the crowd. You're so funny. I'm laughing at every single joke, gang.
How did this happen? Listen, here's my problem. I suck in math and I suck in science, so there's not many jobs left for me after that. But my gut tells me I want to go to Wall Street and make deals like that. But what I would probably do is stay in the attraction business that I'm in. I love that business because there's no fighting.
Dude, all his white dudes retort with their hands.
What I could have done.
He got the Donald Trump archetype.
And amusement business if I'd had it full time instead of. It was more like collecting stamps than anything, to tell you the truth.
So
Chat, I just had
comments about liking.
Pause for a second, chat. I just had some Mexican food. I ain't like my stomach tweaking, man. If you hear any noises in the back, it's not me.
Capitalism and how much legislation you did for raising the minimum wage for $15 an hour here in Florida. Is there anyone at your law firm or your multiple businesses that you're paying less than $15 an hour now?
No. And I wasn't paying less then, because I believe that a living wage is a civil right. I also believe that retaining employees with a living wage and bonuses, it's good for business. I believe by paying more,
it's gonna make them work harder.
I keep them, attrition is lower, and believe it or not, although it sounds backwards, I believe by paying more, I make more because I keep people, and my people are
this nigga on goldshop.com. He really listen to everything he's saying. Yes. He's gonna apply all that once he gets to the crib.
And my people are really all I have.
So, in your opinion, why aren't other billionaires doing the same thing that you're doing?
Well, I think some are and some aren't. A lot of people have to, like once I raised the minimum wage here in Florida, all of a sudden, out of the blue, Universal raised the minimum wage to $15 an hour. I kind of took credit for that. At a certain point, when wages start to rise, businesses have to
My
respond.
back,
'Cause
Chad.
if Universal's paying $15, then Disney's got to pay $15, because who cares if you're running Small World or Harry Potter? You're looking for a job.
So you mentioned a little bit how you've put money into politics and things like that, and in the current political climate in the United States, our government's run by the billionaires, kind of for the billionaires. What do you think the moral role of a billionaire should be within the United States government?
By and large, the opposite of what it is. These
I don't be understanding, because like, what do you want them to like do? I guess, yeah, invest in shit, right? I don't know. I'm not no political guy whatsoever. I'm just thinking from like a human perspective. Like, I'm thinking if I'm a billionaire, I'm gonna give back here and there, drop an M over there, drop an M over there. But my main focus is gonna be my family and my friends. And outside of that, I'll just help whoever I can or whatever organization that I believe in. But I'm not breaking my pockets for like mad random people though. Like, I'm just not doing that.
cats got so much money, but they want the tax laws to
Cause I got so many chains, I gotta buy grills. You feel me? I gotta like just get some, I don't know, just get all type of liposuction. I'm buying bitches BBLs, like I'm wilding.
them. Like these hedge fund people don't even pay taxes, and so the billionaires are not satisfied with what they
Head
have.
shiny
They
as a
want
bitch.
More and more and more and more. And what my worry is, this income inequality. At some point, there's a breaking point. At some point, you can become Cuba. And what I would say to these billionaires, you're going to make this gulf so big.
Who you think he
and so
voted for?
vast, just because
Definitely
you
not
don't think
Kamala.
it could
He did
ever
not
happen in
vote for
America.
Kamala Harris.
Just remember January 6th. Just
What happened on
remember them
January
storming
6th?
the Capitol. Those were the barbarians at the gate, and they were mad as hell. And you know what they're mad about? They were mad because they think they're going to fall further and further behind. They weren't mad, and they thought Donald Trump was the one that could do it for them. But that's why they stormed the Capitol. And when I saw it, I said, that could be our future if we let the haves and the have-nots get so separated.
I think everybody knows that probably every single billionaire
Wait, so they knew that they was talking to a billionaire. They came in pajamas, open toe sandal, toes out, toes not done, my baby. You feel me? I'm a foot guy. I found this out like about 2-3 years back. Yeah, this shit is not done. No mani petty, no French tip, GG.
does evade taxes. And
She
he
woke
did
up,
say
watched
that
her. She
he wants
pretty as shit
billionaires
though.
to be taxed so high,
She woke up,
but
watched her
I
face,
can promise you
came
Trump
on
has found
set.
ways to evade taxes.
Back in around like 1940s, the tax rate was around like 90, higher than 90%, right? Would you be somebody that would advocate to bring back such a high tax rate in order to redistribute the wealth?
I don't know about 90% because you got to have some motivation. Listen, I am a capitalist. I believe in capitalism, but I also believe we have to do the most for the most with least.
So when you mention capitalism, right? Capitalism is kind of inherently parasitical, right? You're gonna always
I'm not
need
gonna
more.
lie, chat. Once I graduated high school, all that stuff just went in my brain. I kind of like vomited it all out. It all just fell out my mind. So I don't be knowing what shit mean no more. I don't care, because it don't be affecting my day-to-day life.
From the workers. You're going to put a profit on their labor that they're putting into the business. And I think now we're seeing that capitalism inherently causes these income inequalities. So I think
Beautiful
we need to
black
really
woman,
expand
by the way.
social safety nets. We need to increase taxes on the wealthy in order to allow the poor to enjoy, the things that maybe you enjoyed when you were younger and things like that.
Well,
Things
I
like that,
agree
things
with
of that
you.
nature.
And I think it's really for these people who are so rich, they're going to lose it one way or the other if they don't. Because look, the thing about you got socialism and capitalism. Socialism on paper makes a lot of sense, but then you got to.
I know he got the Elon Musk bill.
Will they all work? But in the short run, what we're seeing right now with this big, beautiful bill that they're talking about, we're talking about cutting all sorts of benefits to give more money to the rich and dig our country into trillions of more long-term debt. And I look at it and I scratch my head. The rich should be taxed bigger and harder. And so the reason
Flag on the play. Pause, mud. What you talking about? Bigger and harder.
I'm more for
Hey,
capitalism
yo.
is because if you go to a
Hey,
socialist country like
yo.
France,
France is not socialist.
France is not?
No. You look at, let's say China. We'll give China for
Well,
example. You
China's
can say
not.
China's a
China's
socialist.
communism. I've been to China.
China's not communist.
Huh?
China's not communist. They're run by the Chinese Communist Party, but they're not.
What
they don't
are
have
they?
Any, they're a socialist country.
Socialist?
Yes. And you look
Listen,
at their
man,
infrastructure.
Hey,
you
man,
look at
I've been to
their
China.
wealth inequality, and it's actually pretty good.
Have you ever
See, nigga, you gonna correct him? You lost out on a job opportunity, pussy. I would be like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. It's socialist, communist.
China?
Have I? No. Why
Let me
have I
tell you
been?
something. It is the most oppressed country
No,
I've ever
no.
been to.
Look, no. China's not oppressed. Look
No,
at
I'm not gonna lie. China's lit. I ain't gonna lie. I've learned a lot of things about China. I took some college courses. China is lit. It's like they one of the like biggest powers in the world, gang. They neck and neck with the US. That's why the US don't really fuck with China like that, chat. I'm putting y'all on. That's why the US not really fucking with China, because they like the new kid on the block who coming up, taking all the hoes and getting all the motion.
They have great social safety nets.
You need to go to China and watch the people with their heads down.
This is a completely different China we're talking about. I'm talking.
I'm not China today.
I'm talking. Yeah. Okay, if we're talking about China today, then no.
Then you have drank the wrong Kool-Aid.
I was like, oh, I'm the only Asian person in the room. So
Yeah,
it's,
stand
like,
your
so
ass
weird
up.
to see somebody kind of like debate about a country that my mom is from. I would have to agree with John more in terms of like China being a communist country.
John, I'm a parent, and one of the challenges I have is making sure that my mindset is not my children's mindset.
What?
How do you overcome that challenge as a billionaire? To make
What do
sure
you
your
mean?
children have their own mindsets.
That's
Oh.
hard to do because they live with you and they hear you. The interesting thing about life is you get older, you start listening to your children, you're like, they're stealing all my shit. I said that. I did that. But what I used to tell them is this. When you're watching me, take the good parts and leave the bad parts. And the thing I used to tell my kids is the only thing that I want you to be, I don't care what you are other than this, I want you to be a
Do you
compassionate.
think John was fucking hoes back in the day? I don't know. I think most likely he was born rich. I don't think he was really clipping fine shit though. He might have clipped some 6s, 5s, and then once he got the motion, started clipping 9s, 10s. But I don't think he was really bagging fine shit like that, chat. I really don't. You know, and one thing I realized every time I watch these serious videos, I don't be listening to nothing going on again. I don't be responding to nothing. I just be saying random ass thoughts.
Human being. I want you to put other people first. And that's the only mindset that I wanted them to take. And I think
I'm installing
Yeah,
into my
one of
son,
my
yo,
goals,
get
I think,
bitches,
is to
get
make my
money,
kids
twin.
better than me. What's your main challenge that you see as a billionaire?
And my daughter gonna be the
making
next
your
Caitlyn
kids
Clark.
better than you?
the main challenge is that your children do not feel entitled.
I'm freeloading.
Nothing worse than
My
an
dad a
entitled
billionaire,
person,
I'm
somebody who's
freeloading.
born with a
Leeching.
silver spoon stuck up their butt, and they become the worst person in the world. I never bought my kids nice cars because I knew they were going to be dinged. And you have to make your kids work. You have to have consequences that are consistent. But the main thing you have to do, if I was giving advice as a parent, you got to spend a whole lot of time. It's all about the time. And remember this, your child is one friend away from total disaster.
That's facts.
When you see that friend, you got to separate that friend as hard as it is.
So you just mentioned that when you have a child who is having a friend that you find them to be not good for them, essentially, that you have to do what you can to
Man,
separate.
yo, fit not good, gang. I ain't gonna lie. I know he got that shit off minimal.
As a billionaire, what does that entail for you?
Well, you can only do so much. I mean, I've only separated two.
Bro, if
friends.
my pops is a billionaire, all he has to say is, yo, I'm taking you off the will. I'm taking away your trust fund. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm cutting them off right now.
In all the years. And one was a kid who used to come over and, he just reeked of marijuana and he was stoned. And I just had a bad vibe. And I said, look, so-and-so, you can't go over there and he can't come over here. My son Matthew was enraged. You can't tell me who's going to be my friend. I said, I'm telling you, you can't go there and they can't come here. But you can't stop them at school. You can't stop them at a certain point. Later in
Nah, yeah, I'm
life,
not gonna lie. If my son is in high school, his man's come back fried out his mind, I'll be like, gang, you couldn't at least wait until after school. You getting fried in school? Nah, mud.
I was
I understand that.
justified because that kid that I was
Cause I'm
worried
not even
about
a smoker myself.
ended
So
up in prison.
I'm someone who works with youth in Orlando. I spend
Derek White,
every moment of my days to coach and develop the youth in Orlando. And I work with
big
at-risk youth.
doors
And one of the biggest things that I have seen in Orlando is that since medical marijuana was
in
passed as a
Orlando.
bill in Florida, marijuana use has become normalized among the youth and those that are underaged. One of the things that you mentioned earlier is that
But
you
I ain't
didn't
gonna
allow
lie,
your son.
bro. Some people, I say, bro, I ain't gonna lie a lot, bro. People be 12 smoking weed again. I ain't gonna lie. What's the legal limit? What's it, 20? It has to be 21 or it's like 18. It's one of those. But people, yo, kids be getting fried 13, 14, high as hell. I ain't smoked until, it was definitely wasn't my freshman. It was like the middle or end of my sophomore year of high school. What's that, like 16, 17? That's when I first ever got fried. Great experience, by the way. 10 out of 10. Would do it again.
To be friends with someone who
I don't
smoked
promote
pot
drugs,
because
though.
he smelled loud and he smoked weed. So why
As long as
would
he's
you
smoking that
advocate for
gas.
a bill like that
As
to
long
be
as he's not
passed
smoking Reggie.
when you kicked someone out of your family's circle who was smoking weed themselves?
When my brother was paralyzed, they had him on Percocet, Xanax, and everything else.
Oh, that boy was
Only
geeking, man. He
thing
was
that gave him
geeking.
relief, immediate relief, was marijuana. Listen, I believe that marijuana use at an early age fries the mind. I drug tested my children a lot, and my son Matthew failed that drug test a lot. But here's the difference. Would I rather have my brother taking marijuana gummy or opioids, fentanyl? It's a no-brainer. So I don't think marijuana use is on the rise. Let me tell you something. If you want marijuana today, go to any middle school in America.
Yep.
And we'll have a nickel bag real fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel that there's an ethical gray area when it comes to use of marijuana?
I still don't know how to feel about marijuana because people really try to normalize it so much, but it's like, gang, there is no way smoking and putting smoke inside of your lungs on a daily basis has no side effects. Most likely, it just hasn't been around long enough to where we did older research, but it's no way. It's no way in hell inhaling smoke is good for your lungs. Most likely, the gummies is not a problem, but even it makes you sluggish. It fries your brain a little bit. Yo, when I was hitting the Benjamin to while eating, I ain't gonna lie, it was a divine experience, gang. But it's like I used to get head fog all the time, and then I started doing it consistent. I had to throw it out, bro. I haven't hit the pen or nothing in like mad long.
In the youth or in adults in our country? And do you think that that leads to potentially a ethical gray area?
Oh yeah, this is a
for you
34-minute
as a
video.
billionaire
We
as it
about to
relates
end it
other
at the
things in your life?
16-minute mark,
Medical
chat.
marijuana, no way. Because listen, where I think the unethical conduct is coming from is from the pharmaceutical industry. Marijuana is a plant that was put into earth by God or by nature. and
Amen,
it works.
brother.
I don't know how it works. I don't know how aloe works, but when you rub aloe on sunscreen, it goes away. So I feel very good morally, ethically, every single way about what I did with medical marijuana. And here's the proof in the pudding. 1 million people in Florida have a card, and guess who uses it mostly? People 65 and older. Go to the marijuana stores, look at the marijuana stores, look who's going in. It ain't kids, it's me.
Yeah, so I'm still really confused about the marijuana thing. I feel like with a lot of billionaires, they do want to care for people, but they really don't want them around them. So that's what I feel that you feel with the marijuana. You're fine with people growing it, you're fine with people doing whatever. But right when it's in your house, you don't really care about the person. You want them not around you or your family.
I'd take
That's a good
gummy
question.
Every night. It's in my house what are you talking about?
He said, bitch, shut that shit up. I be in the room getting fried, man. I be in that shit seeing the stars, man.
Why did you kick the person out of your house?
Cause he smell like weed.
Kid who I thought was not just that he reeked of marijuana, he was a kid who I thought was bad news. I didn't think that he was smoking marijuana. I thought he was selling marijuana. Look, I think all of Matthew's friends smoke marijuana, And so that wasn't the issue. The issue was
So
this
Matthew
guy
just a
might
pothead.
be a criminal.
He might be
guy is a
distributing.
bad influence. So don't take it the wrong way.
Okay, so you kind of briefly talked on like for-profit.
All right, we gonna leave it there. Shout out y'all for watching the late night reacts. I'm calling it late night reacts, but this ain't dropping until tomorrow. I'll see y'all in the next reaction. And 5 likes for a part 2.
My mom was an addict and pop one in. And trust me, I still ain't care.